So unconditional self-love is just a non-negotiable. Okay, this is a journey that we have to commit to, and it's a journey that we will always experience as we expand ourselves and learn to unconditionally love ourselves. I don't think it ever stops, especially when you are becoming, you're awakening, and you're, I like to describe it coming from the third dimension into the fifth dimension and taking that quantum leap and really expanding yourself. It never ends. The journey never ends. But as I always say as well, we do this with ease and grace. There is times where you have to implement your boundaries and you have to speak your truth. You must honor yourself. Now, yesterday I did this, and it was over a situation, of course. Now, I was not very well received, and it wasn't what I was expecting, and it has sideswiped me. However, I cannot be responsible for how others receive me. I can't. I spoke my truth with love and clarity and honoured myself. And sometimes people don't receive that very well. And it is upsetting. And yeah, absolutely it upset me. However, this is what I do. And this is why unconditional self-love is so important. In the past, if this scenario had happened to me, it could have wiped me out for a good few days. It could have, prevented me from maybe doing this live stream. It could have prevented me and impacted my life. And, that's just not going to happen anymore, because I'm a queen, and you ladies aren't going to do it either, because you're queens. And so today what I'm going to do is really, and what I have been doing since last night, is been loving myself up, been respecting my truth. I've been honouring my truth, and I've been honouring me. And, I expressed my love in this situation. I spoke my truth, and then it wasn't well received. So what I do is I come and just love me up. I'm going to go through some steps about how to love yourself up and how to do that. So I just wanted to share that with you, just to let you know that, who can really relate? Who can relate to speaking your truth and being sideswiped and not being received, and how that can really affect you? I wanted to share that with you to let you know that, I walk this journey too. And I've just worked out methods and steps and kindness and self-love and strategies and tools to really fully support me as I stay in my power and stay connected to the divine and stay in total trust and faith. So I will love myself up, and then I will completely surrender the situation. Just to get us all feeling really lovely, what I would like you to do is to close your eyes. This is a really good thing to do. Just take 3 deep breaths. It's always number 3. Okay, it's a powerful number. Maybe another time I'll explain that. So that's my second breath. I'm going to take my third one. Now I want you to imagine what it feels like to be fully supported by the divine, fully supported in who you are, fully supported just for who you are. All your needs are being met. All your, you are feeling so loved up in yourself. You are safe. You are powerful. You are grounded. You are strong, and you are love. Fully supported and fully safe and 100% connected to your soul and the divine. I know you'd be feeling that space. Now I want you to visualize every cell of your body being little pink bubbles, and they're all vibrating. And like they're dancing, and they're sparkly. And all of the toxins are leaving, because you've got this beautiful pink, gorgeous love colour and energy. Every single cell of your body. And they're vibrating at a very high level. Just let yourself experience that for a couple of seconds, a few more seconds. So how does that feel? It feels pretty amazing, yeah? I love to do this when, you know, I'm feeling vulnerable or threatened or I'm intimidated or, you know, off center. It always gets me back into myself and connected, you know, more deeply connected with myself, so I remind myself what is the truth. Okay? And then you give yourself a great big hug. Okay, so when we claim our worth and when we start to really commit to unconditionally loving ourselves, we become more expanded. Our energy, you know, increases and vibrates at a higher level. When you do this, you will be able to honor yourself more deeply. You will be able to feel all of your feelings. You will be able to look at yourself and know where your blocks are, what needs to be transformed or released and healed. You will give yourself the healing that is required when you unconditionally love yourself. So you're not judging yourself, it just is what it is. And I've mentioned this several times, is that we're carrying all our own, you know, bullshit stories and all our drama karma, as well as also the collective consciousness. And so therefore we have all, you know, the suppression of the divine feminine too that we're carrying. And, you know, all of this does tend to cascade away as you deeply, unconditionally love yourself. Because unconditional love will drive you and allow you to go and seek the help that you need to transform or heal any beliefs. So I'm sure you understand that concept. Well, it's not concept, I'm sure you understand that truth. So what you need to do is we need to move from, I love to keep it simple, so I'm going to break it into two sections. So we have extrinsic love and intrinsic love. Extrinsic love is when you're actually looking for other people to endorse you, other people to give you permission. You're looking at outside of yourself to receive love. Intrinsic love is when you stop doing that and you're able to give yourself the love that you're seeking. Okay? Now, I always love to say, you know, barometers and measurements, and, you know, sit down and have a really honest little chat with yourself and don't judge yourself. Be really kind and gentle with yourself. That's pretty unconditionally loving, yeah? So have a little chat and see what your ratio is. And in the PDF, I've mentioned, like, you know, sometimes you may be 80% extrinsic, you may be 20% intrinsic. Even if it's the other way around, 20% extrinsic outside and 80% intrinsic on the inside. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter. But what it does is that it gives you something to, it makes it more real. It gives you something to hang on to, so you know how much focus and attention you need to give yourself, because we want to raise the intrinsic ratio up as high as you can, and it's a never-ending journey. Okay? So have a little chat to yourself and see where you think you are. I mean, just follow your intuition and don't judge what comes up. It doesn't matter. I think when I first did this, oh my God, my extrinsic motivation for love was so high, it was pretty embarrassing. No judgment. So, and it's a process as we balance this out, and it's a process as we claim more of ourselves and we unconditionally love ourselves and our intrinsic love grows. It is a process. There's no timelines. And you will actually, you know, if you want to talk about timelines, you're going to have it quicker and it will happen rapidly for you if you stop judging and you start to love yourself unconditionally. So there's a few things that you need to do, and this is where rituals are really important. I call it the love trilogy and sacred rituals. And I like to break it up into three areas. So there's three areas of you that you need to love and nurture. So it's the spiritual, the physical, and the mental. Okay, aspects of yourself. I've started with the physical aspect of you. So try and do 2 to 3 things every single day. Commit to that. 2 to 3 things that, you know, are physical self-loving acts. So for me, and I will be doing this afternoon due to my incident yesterday, and I also did it last night, I love baths. So sometimes I might have some my gorgeous essential oils. Sometimes I might just put Epsom salts in. And today I'm going to put Epsom salts in again when I have another bath. I find that deeply nurturing and nourishing for me. So baths, the other things I've written is maybe light some candles, or read a book, or go for a walk, give yourself a hug, chant the prayers and mantras. Now I've got quite a few on the, in the thread in this group, and there's 2 that I have posted in the files. So there's many prayers and mantras that I've given you guys. So, pick your favourite one and chant it, chant it, chant it. Listen to some music. Wash your hair. Wear a favourite piece of clothing. Whatever makes you feel, a physical act that makes you feel all juiced up and nurtured. Okay? Second one is mental. It's all our thoughts and our conscious minds. Be careful of the self-talk. Be careful of the old patterns and the old records and the old not enoughness and the old, all the old stuff that repels unconditional self-love. Now, I don't mean that you have to control this. I find that when we have negative self-talk going through and thoughts through our mind, if you try and control it, I know that most people will find that you're causing resistance and you're suppressing it, and then you're beating yourself up again, and that's not loving for yourself. For me personally, I found my own little way, and maybe I hope this will help you. So when you're starting to have some negative self-talk and you're a bit down on yourself and you're not being very loving with your thoughts, I just let them run past me. I just kind of let them, I don't try and control them or suppress them or stop them, but I just let them run past me in my mind, if that makes sense. And I don't give them any power. And then I go and do a physical love act. So I just let them go, because I know that I am not my thoughts. I know it's just all my bullshit. I know it's just all my drama karma. And I'm not playing those records anymore. So don't fight them, but just let them roll past and don't give them any attention. Another thing that I find really, really good for me, and this will work beautifully for anybody who's a little bit sensitive, who can relate, who's quite sensitive. So I always observe myself as a third party observer. So I literally kind of, like, if I'm in a situation and I'm not feeling very loving and I've got a lot of negative talk going on, I kind of pop myself out of myself and look at myself as a third party observer. Now that just gets me out of the emotion too, and it's very effective and it's very powerful. So if you're finding yourself getting quite overwhelmed and you're not loving yourself, pop yourself out and observe what's happening. Okay, it just gets you out of your head and it'll help you get back to your center. All right, and then go and love yourself up. So be careful of your negative talk. Just don't fight them, but just let them roll past. Just let them roll past. They will, I assure you, they actually minimize over time. And you'll get better at not buying into them. Absolute truth there. You just have to commit to that, okay? Spiritual. So the other aspect of us, every day, connect deeply, however you do that for you. Connect deeply to your soul. Connect deeply to the divine. Keep that connection going. Keep building the intimacy in your relationship. Just keep that going. It's so important. For me, I love to chat. I'll chat to my guides. I chat to my higher self. I chat to the divine. Whatever it is for you, it doesn't matter, but that's how I do it. I know a lot of my clients actually do that too. Some of you may meditate. Some of you may, do whatever you need to do to feel deeply connected to your soul and deeply connected to the divine. Okay? You may like to take on that little visualization that I've done in the beginning of the live stream, with the pink bubbles. That is a great thing to do as well. So every day, I want you now to commit every single day to doing something from those three, some act that supports you unconditionally loving yourself from those three areas: physical, mental, and spiritual. Okay? Now, sometimes as well, we can have a lot of challenges pop up in our lives, and there has been times in my life where those acts just don't cut it. I've got, a bit of an old story that's got a little bit too much power or whatever. But, let's just get real. Our lives can get pretty crazy sometimes. And sometimes no matter what we do, we just can't shift out of that space. Here's a cracker of a prayer. And it never fails me. So when you find yourself in a bit of a dense, thick situation, you can't see a way forward and you're not loving yourself and it's stressing, this situation is stressing you out, or it's a concern, anything that's going on for you, and it is, thank you, God, for letting me know that this problem has already been solved for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then you surrender it. Now, that prayer has actually worked miracles for me, nothing short of miracles. There's been times where I can't see a way forward or a way out of a situation, and I'll chant that, believe it 100%, surrender it and hand it over, and I can have, there was a time where I got an instant solution and help and assistance within like 20 minutes of a pretty major block. So don't doubt this one, and it's very powerful. So use it, support yourself, have fun with it too, see where it takes you. It's good. The law of attraction is always at play, and I'm assuming that most of you know that. So it doesn't matter what you believe, whether it's serving you or not serving you, the law of attraction is always at play. Now, I don't want you to judge your negative stuff. I don't want you to have any attachments to your negative beliefs. And even if you're not even aware of them, I just want you to keep focusing on loving yourself unconditionally. Because as I mentioned at the beginning of this live stream, is that when you're in this space, you will allow yourself to open up, look at yourself from a third-party perspective, identify your blocks in a very powerful way and not be so upset by them, and go and allow yourself to receive the healing or the transformation that you need so you can up level, okay? As you deeply commit to unconditionally loving yourself, a lot of the stuff is going to start to cascade away. Because if you're actually looking at a divine abundant life and birthing your vision, and living a soul guided life, all of the icky yucky negative third dimensional shit needs to go. So that's like shame, guilt, not enoughness, all of those, judgment, anger, all of those horrible lower vibrations, vibrational energies are going to start to cascade away. I'm not going to say you're not going to have moments in your life where you're experiencing these emotions, but I'm saying the deep pain that's within you and, that are attached to your records that are playing over and over again, all of this is going to start cascading away. And you can't take these dense energies with you. You can't powerfully manifest and powerfully create and powerfully be, grounded and centered in joy and lightness if you're still carrying these dense energies. So the way to get through that is to unconditionally love yourself, nurture yourself every day, commit to doing 1 to 2 or 3 things every day from the 3 sections, physical, spiritual and mental areas, and enjoy, celebrate yourself. The other thing I want to mention as well is dream therapy. Dream therapy is an excellent way, very powerful way and a permanent way to actually rewire the bullshit stories. Because through dreams, I have a direct tap to your unconscious mind. I can chase that energy. So if it's the energy of anger or frustration or resentment or shame or guilt or even grief, I can chase that energy through the dreams, through looking at a couple of your dreams, and then we reprogram that. So we're releasing it. It's very, very powerful. If you're interested in having a chat to me about this, I'd love to explain it to you further. So reach out, send me a PM.